also Xane on the forums, your community developer on Hero 6. Welcome to the second community Q&A. Today, Julien Birou, lead level designer on the game, will answer your various questions about creatures.
Welcome back, adventurers. Are you ready to roll? I promise I'll talk slower this time. So let's get to it. There will be 8 neutral creatures and 8 bosses in Hero 6. Bosses can be considered as uber neutral creatures. You'll see them on the adventure map and fight them on combat map. Each boss has its own gameplay. Some will summon creatures to assist them, others are more like lone wolves. All bosses are linked to a faction, such as Mother Nantaru is linked to Necropolis for instance. However, there is no boss associated with the Stronghold faction. As you know, in Hero 6, the lineup of each faction is divided into 3 categories: the core units, the elite units, and the champion unit. All units of the same category are close in terms of stats, but have different roles during the battle. To use a simple example, let's see how it works for Haven. The 3 core units of Haven are the Sentinel, Crossbowman, and Sister. So the Sentinel is the melee unit, Crossbowman is the shooter, and the Sister is the support unit. In fact, it's a bit more complicated than that, but you get the idea. Then you have 3 elite units that are significantly stronger. And finally, you have the champion unit, who is even stronger. There is the same gap between core and elite units than between elite and champion unit. The champion is not here only to crush his enemies, he has also a tactical role linked with the other creatures of his faction. Of course, it is possible to upgrade your creatures, and you will still have the possibility to recruit the unupgraded version if you wish. A lot of players are wondering why the Pit Lord is the Inferno champion unit and not the Devil as in previous games. Well, the reason is that we tested several different lineups for Inferno and finally decided to use the idea of creatures linked to the 6 demon overlords who are still ruling Sheog at the time of Hero 6. So as a servant of the overlord of 8, the Pit Lord became the champion. Some fans are wondering if the new look of the vampire is inspired by the Lich King of another famous fantasy game. Other fans seem to believe we were inspired by Sauron from the Lord of the Rings. Honestly, the goal was to make them look closer to the Death Knight seen in Heroes 5, but on foot. And also we wanted to integrate the spider motif of the Necromancer of Ashan in the design. One of you pointed out that the Rakshasa was voted the best Heroes creatures of all time by one of the communities. So will they be back in Heroes 6? I cannot tell, but I can tell you that we love the big cats too. A lot of players are also requesting classic creatures like the Behemoth or the Thunderbird. For now, these creatures are not in the game, but it does not mean that they don't exist somewhere in Ashan. Some players asked why we chose to put Stronghold in the game instead of other factions. There are 2 reasons for this. First, we felt the gameplay of Stronghold was complementing the other factions in an interesting way. And secondly, well, we didn't want to have Stronghold in an add-on once again. Some of you have asked for a faction dedicated to Ilas, the Dragon of Air. Ilas is traditionally the patron of free thinkers, nomads and free cities, and so he is less involved on the political scene of Ashan and does not have a big empire with large armies serving him. On the other hand, as you know, the orcs follow Father Sky, so in a way they are the Ilas faction. We did not avoid to have dragons as champion units in Hero 6, but it was a bit too systematic in Heroes 5 and a lot of people complained about that. It doesn't mean that in the future we won't have factions with dragons as champions. I think you will agree that some factions just cannot exist without the dragon in their lineup. Finally, one of you remarked that leaving the black dragons out was a bad idea. But who said anything about leaving them out? It's all for now. Keep submitting your questions on forums and fansite, and I'll see you soon for another video Q&A at the next turn.